Good evening. Thanks for joining us today. We're now just hours away from Vice President Kamala Harris taking the stage at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago.
Harris will give her nomination acceptance speech tonight, which many are calling the biggest moment for her campaign since moving to the top of the presidential ticket. Jason Zimmerman has a preview of what to expect. He's live in Chicago with Your Voice, Your Vote coverage. Jason.
Cami, we're just outside the United Center where delegates continue to make their way inside for tonight's programming. Many have high expectations for Kamala Harris, with Wisconsinites being in the audience having a front row seat.
We love this country.
As the Democratic National Convention comes to a close in Chicago, this is the night many in the Wisconsin delegation have been waiting for, as Vice President Kamala Harris addresses the country with a vision for the next 4 years.
The convention is the springboard for the next for the next 70 days until election, and we need, she needs to get, to send us out from here with a lot of energy and power and confidence.
Being a key battleground state, this is how close the Wisconsin delegation is to the stage. They'll be watching Vice President Harris when she makes her address Thursday night from just a few feet away. However, outside the arena, thousands of protesters are expected, which has been the case for the convention all week. A vast majority are calling on the Biden administration to end the war between Israel and Hamas.
And I'm saying ceasefire right now. This is very, very, very important that we end this. We're destroying the soul of America by being part of a genocide. We must end it now.
Republicans will also be watching Harris as Senator Ron Johnson continues to demand she take questions from the media regarding policy issues. Johnson spoke to us in Chicago.
All these policies of the Biden-Harris administration just be transferred to the Harris-Walz administration and continue this nation down a path of destruction.
One delegate also using his cheesehead from Tuesday night to make a unique souvenir.
As you can see, I'm actually getting signatures and autographs, and we're going to be auctioning this up out of the Racine County Dems.
Wow.
But as far as the excitement, it's been incredible, and it just keeps getting better.
Harris will take the stage tonight after a number of other speakers, including Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer and Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren. We'll have complete coverage throughout the evening. Reporting live in Chicago at the DNC, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.